7 series from Garmin.
fēnix 7 really has been a long time coming, and we know that our customers have been anticipating it for a while.
The fēnix customer is a multi-sport athlete. They want to have the best outdoor adventures. They want the best battery life that Garmin has to offer. They want a rugged, appealing smartwatch that can be used all day, every day on their adventures.
There was a lot of new things that we wanted to put into the next generation fēnix, and so things like the touchscreen that make the product much more approachable throughout the day, and then obviously further extending the battery life capabilities of fēnix so that you can do more with the watch for longer periods of time were both really important to us.
When you look at it from a hardware perspective, it's even more rugged and bold than it was before. The 7X adds the flashlight component.
It can bring a little bit more safety and awareness if you happen to be out after dark. It helps also give you a hands-free, purpose-built flashlight.
We've added a touch screen, which has really been added as more of a convenience factor for you as the customer. We know that the fēnix, it's really important for it to still have the buttons. So buttons and a touch screen make it more convenient for you.
We've added additional metal, so even our lugs have some additional metal protection on them. We've been able to combine a sapphire lens with our solar technology, which was not something that we did with the previous generation.
From a software perspective, we've added new performance features like Stamina, which will tell you how much more juice you have to help finish out your race or whatever activity that you're doing.
With every generation, we really do try to put additional emphasis on the longevity of the battery life, because we do know that no matter how much we put into it, there's always customers that can do more, go further. And we really want to take the anxiety of, should you charge or will I outlast my battery? We've always wanted to take that off the table for our customers.
fēnix 7 is built for 7 days of the week.
Hi, my name is John Hostler, and I'm the product manager of fēnix and Epix. I'm extremely excited to have the opportunity to talk over these products with you today. My primary intention is to give you a behind-the-scenes look into the new watches, the new features, but ultimately, why these watches are so unique in the market. First, we're going to start with the fēnix 7 series. Shown here, these watches are beautiful and a significant evolution of the fēnix brand. We have a lot to cover, but don't worry, we'll definitely get to Epix. I've also recruited a few other team members to help me walk through a few of the key parts of the product, and I'll introduce them as we get to those sections. But before I dive into specifics, I wanted to zoom out a bit and give some background onto the overall vision of the product line. When we started designing fēnix 7, we wanted to make sure that all the new feature improvements and technologies being developed had a deep connection with the vision that we have for the fēnix brand. And overall, I want this brand to exude rugged performance. We call this out a lot, but to achieve this, we use these 4 categories as foundational elements. They're intended to help make sure that we're maintaining the authenticity and the core values that have made fēnix such a successful brand over the years. All the features we talked through today will fit into these categories, and I'll use them to help guide us through the presentation. First, performance design. This primarily refers to the physical aspects of the product. It's the rugged build quality, the performance-focused materials, the durable construction, and the aspirational design language that's simply something you're proud to wear every day. Next, trusted tool. This honors our commitment to having accurate sensors, detailed comprehensive maps, simple navigation features, all of which are specifically tailored to performance use cases. We want fēnix to be a trusted companion on your wrist with whatever adventure you have planned next. Advanced training. This really builds on all of Garmin's fitness and training features that have differentiated us in the market for years. We're continuing to push these further and find new ways of helping athletes perform at their best. And last, everyday utility. There are a lot of watches on the market, and we're honored that so many choose to wear Garmin. We don't take this for granted, and we're committed to making watches that you're proud to wear and never want to take off. We want you to absolutely love wearing your Garmin. This category includes a wide range of useful features for everyday life, general health and wellness tracking, everyday smartwatch capabilities, and even the subtle design details that just show you that we care. We'll start with performance design. One of my favorite quotes regarding product design is, "Function and beauty are inseparable." I love it because it speaks to authenticity and it really aims at this beautiful union of design and engineering. The design team at Garmin does an amazing job at this. To expand on this, I'd like to introduce Todd Register, a creative leader within our industrial design team.
Thanks, John. fēnix 7 has been an amazing project to work on, and I'd love to share a bit about how we designed it. The design inspiration of fēnix always comes back to two words: rugged performance. It has to be rugged enough to withstand extreme environments like mud and sand, but also athletic enough to not slow you down in a triathlon. We designed for a wide range of people and activities, including athletes and adventurers, and the watch design reflects that. fēnix 7 feels at home in a race or on a mountaintop and helps you achieve your goals. Wearing a fēnix also makes a statement about the activities you do and your passions in life. Heading into the design of fēnix 7, we knew that we wanted to increase our solar area. Long battery life for extended adventures is key to our DNA. Our solution was to create an entirely new bezel design that moved our screws out onto the lugs to create more room for the larger solar cell. Adding metal to the lugs has made them even stronger, but more importantly, the entire front of the watch is now covered in metal. This creates an even more cohesive and premium design when paired with our metal and nylon bands. The bezel is sandblasted and brushed with machine notches at 60-degree increments for a precision feel. On the rear of the watch, we've added our Gen 4 wrist heart rate sensor. The optical sensor is now using a radially sealed piece of glass that's protected by the metal rear case. As designers, we are always looking to improve how the watch fits on your wrist. We want it to be comfortable so you can wear it 24/7 when going about your day, working out, and even sleeping. This new sensor has more photodiodes and more LEDs so that we're getting a better signal no matter what position the watch is in on your wrist. Significant testing on elite athletes in demanding use cases gives you the best heart rate sensor we've ever designed. Our watches are used around the globe in some pretty extreme places, so when we started the design process, we focused on the idea of protection. A key area for the Garmin experience is the start-stop button. This is the gateway to all your activities and apps, so we wanted to make sure it was properly protected. To do this, we designed a forged metal button guard that surrounds the button and reduces the possibility of inadvertent button presses, whether that's on your mountain bike or while you're doing push-ups. It also helps to physically protect the button in case you drop it. High-performance materials have been key to the fēnix story since the beginning. For fēnix 7, titanium is now standard on all sapphire SKUs. The strength-to-weight ratio make it a great choice for our active users. We use titanium in key areas of the watch to lighten it. This makes for a more comfortable all-day watch that gives you better heart rate readings during your activity. A sapphire lens is second only to diamond on the hardness scale and is extremely difficult to scratch. This keeps the display looking pristine over years of adventures. The case for fēnix 7 is made from our fiber-reinforced polymer, which is impact and corrosion resistant. The combination of these materials in the new fēnix 7 will push you higher and farther than ever before. We designed fēnix in 3 sizes. The 42mm 7S is for our smaller wristed customers. The 47mm 7 gives a more immersive experience, and the 51mm 7X has every feature we offer. The 7 and 7X share a more rugged design with exposed screws, while the 7S has a more streamlined appearance. On the 7S, the screws are hidden from the front, and other details have been softened for a sleeker look. These 3 sizes cover our diverse group of customers that will be using them around the globe in their adventures.
Thanks, Todd. The physical elements of a design go a long way in helping someone trust their watch, but it obviously requires a lot more than that. There are several features we'll talk through in this next trusted tools section, but one way that fēnix has earned trust over the years is with dedicated buttons. Once you get past the initial learning curve of a button-only interface, most of our users start to absolutely love them. There are so many benefits that buttons offer. First, whatever you're doing, they always work as you expect. You press the start button on the watch and the watch starts. While that's seemingly a pretty simple expectation, not all smartwatches are very good at this. Buttons are also glove friendly, so they allow you to work in very demanding environments. It also keeps your fingers out of the way of the display so you can see what you're doing. And when you're doing a hard workout, having a dedicated button that you can hit without having to look down at actually is much appreciated. So don't worry, buttons are here to stay on fēnix. That said, buttons do have a few drawbacks where touch is a bit more efficient. So with fēnix 7, you can continue to use your watch with buttons as you have on previous generations, but now you can also use touch whenever you need to. The interface has been reimagined to support either buttons or touch throughout the product. Before getting into some more examples of how useful this can be, I wanted to quickly introduce a new shortcut that we've added. By holding on these two buttons, you can instantly lock and unlock touch. This helps avoid false presses during certain activities, but it's very quick to activate when you need it. All right, one of the main advantages of touch is how quick, simple, and intuitive it can be. From the watch face, you can now scroll down and fly through your list of widgets, quickly getting to whatever you wanted to. fēnix customers love data, but it's important that you have quick access to it. So on our watch faces, we've added some touchable shortcuts. With each application, you can simply press and hold, and it jumps to that linked widget. Then dive as deep as you want, and when you swipe back or place your palm on the display or hit the back button, you'll jump back right to the watch face. I'll talk about maps several times throughout this presentation, but touch has huge benefits to the overall map experience. You can now easily pan and zoom and select locations, and this is significantly faster and helps you make important decisions very quickly. And some of the benefits of touch are a bit more subtle, like scrolling through menus, adjusting settings, configuring data fields. All these interactions are made simpler and more intuitive with touch. Adding touch was a pretty significant change for fēnix, since we know how important the button interface has been to achieving the approval of some of the world's most advanced athletes. This is why we spent so much time combing through the interface and making it so that you can use buttons or touch at any time. This integration was a huge focus of the team. One of Garmin's primary goals as a company is to bring enabling technologies that help people get the most of their time spent doing their passions. The extremely long battery life of the fēnix family and the solar-powered lenses are a couple of ways in which we've done this over the years. On fēnix 7, we've made some pretty big improvements to the solar panel. Now, all Sapphire editions come with Power Sapphire. Sapphire crystal is an extremely hard and scratch-resistant transparent material. It's second only to diamond. So the photovoltaic solar panel is then bonded to the underside of the sapphire lens, making it extremely durable. As Todd alluded to earlier, we've made several pretty significant design changes that have allowed us to maximize and really grow this surface area. But in addition to this, we've evolved the solar technology itself to make it more efficient at harvesting solar energy. And combining that with a very power efficient platform, the impacts of solar become really meaningful. Over the past 10 years, battery life has been a huge differentiator for the fēnix line. And as you can see here, fēnix 7 takes this to a whole new level. In most use cases, the solar gains have more than doubled. And even without solar, it's clear that these watches can last for a very long time. We also know that to be a trusted tool, you need to be accurate. And fēnix 7 is definitely accurate. We've added support for a completely new satellite frequency range. We call this multi-band positioning. The benefit of this additional range is that when you're in situations where satellite signal is challenged, like canyons or dense tree coverage or tall buildings, this additional range saves the day. There's no question that fēnix 7 is our most accurate fēnix yet. Another area that really helps users trust their watch is our preloaded maps. In situations that you really need them, having maps on your wrist is a complete game changer. The entire fēnix 7 series now has access to a collection of Garmin-created maps from around the world for a variety of different use cases, all for free. We hear a lot from fēnix users who love to travel and explore different parts of the world. So we've opened up all of our regional topo actives so you can now download them directly to your watch for free. Since we expect this to drive a lot more people downloading maps and doing map updates, we've created a new map manager feature. It really helps you organize your maps on your watch, but also it helps you initiate a wireless download of them over Wi-Fi. Skiing is one of my absolute favorite things to do in the world. With the newly branded SkiView map, we've made worldwide ski resort updates. We've added ski resort names, we've added colored slope labels to help make it more glanceable, and added several new types of ski trails for cross-country, Nordic, and skate skiing. Features like Pace Pro, Climb Pro, and even large navigational turn arrows are great examples of features that take a lot of pretty complicated information, but simplify it down to very simple, actionable views that help people make important decisions quickly. This is very important. Up ahead is our next feature that looks ahead for you and lets you know what's next on your course. You can add course points to any course created on Garmin Connect, and when that course is sent down to your watch, the watch shows you the next few upcoming turns with simple icons and distances. It's a simple yet very powerful feature. But fēnix is not just about collecting data. It's about being smart with it and providing insights to our users that really help them be more aware and ultimately giving people the tools to help them reach their goals. That's what this next category is all about, advanced training. For this, I want to bring in an expert. I'd like to introduce Aki Pulkkinen. He's a managing director at Garmin's FirstBeat Analytics Lab and an exercise physiologist. He is wicked smart and will help talk through some of the new physiological performance features.
Thanks for the introduction. Really nice to be here. Let's get to it. Let's face it, we've all been here. You started the race too fast, hit the wall, and were unable to continue. You bonged. We want to help you to pace through a race or endurance event with confidence. But first, we need to take a look at the science. We can all relate to a graph like this. When the activity continues, your body's energy starts to deplete. That's why we train. We want to maximize the time it takes for our body to fatigue. We call this stamina. This is, however, quite complicated, and there are several energy systems working together depending on how hard you push yourself, that all have an impact on your overall stamina. Understanding how these energy systems work together and independently is the key for providing insights into your current performance potential and ultimately your stamina. With fēnix 7, we are announcing RealTime Stamina. Our primary goal with this feature is to help athletes to understand their stamina by giving awareness on how fast they are burning through their energy and to help optimize effort level throughout an activity. Before we walk through an example on how an athlete should actually use the stamina feature, it is important to introduce the two key metrics. First, potential stamina. This is the available capacity at a moderate intensity. You can think of this as your overall fuel tank. It depletes slowly throughout an activity and requires a long-term recovery. Next, current stamina, or the available capacity at your current intensity. Based on your current effort level, this metric is more responsive to your anaerobic load, yet it also recovers a bit quicker. Here's the stamina display of the watch. You can see both current and potential stamina as a percentage and also graphically in the middle of the display. The default stamina experience uses percentage, but we are also offering the stamina field in a bit more relatable value. You can view it based on estimated time or distance. This helps you to predict how much longer you can run or ride at your current intensity. Let's see an example. This is a fairly common VO2 max interval workout. The blue line represents the pace. You can see that there's 5 1,000-meter intervals with a recovery in between. The activity hasn't started yet, so you will notice that both current and potential stamina are at 100%. Let's fast forward towards the end of the first interval. The pace has increased and so has the heart rate. This is a VO2 max workout, so the intensity is above lactate threshold. You can see a gap starting to occur between the potential and current stamina estimates. Jumping ahead further to the recovery after the second interval. The stamina bar has turned to green, helping the user to see that the current stamina is improving during the recovery. Now the user has completed 4 1,000-meter intervals at VO2 max intensity. The fatigue really starts to accumulate, and you can see it in the current stamina. The gap between the current and potential stamina has also significantly increased. Fifth interval is now completed, and the current stamina is down to 6%, and the fatigue is really setting in right now. If the effort would have been continued, there would be a great risk for performance to decrease severely. Once all the repetitions are complete, user enters a slow cool down, and the current stamina starts to recover and stabilize. Stamina matters to athletes. It helps track better the burn different phases and intensities of a workout introduced to your body. Most importantly, it helps you to optimize your energy usage and to avoid depleting your energy too early in an activity. This is a great new feature, and we really look forward to seeing people to use it and to get the feedback. But I think the last statement best summarizes the value it provides. Pace yourself, but attack with confidence. Cross the finish line with nothing left in the tank.
Thanks, Aki. Next, we'll move into everyday utility, that special glue that unites all these different features and categories into a watch that's truly something you always want to wear. First, in real time, users can now adjust device settings from either their phone or their watch. The settings will immediately sync between devices, and it really helps simplify the configuration process of your watch. This is a pretty significant overhaul of how we've managed settings, but really it just helps simplify the overall customer experience. It makes a big difference. Okay, I've been anxiously waiting to get to this part of the presentation because personally, it's my favorite feature, a flashlight. Everyone uses the flashlight on their phone, but just wait until you have one on your watch. Exclusive to fēnix 7X, we've added an LED flashlight, and trust me, it's awesome. With a simple double tap of the light button, 2 white LEDs shine through the top of the housing. It's in an ambidextrous location, which makes it equally valuable for left and right-handed people. Plus, it frees up both hands to get things done at the same time. Additionally, nobody wants an ugly watch, so when this light's off, it's hardly noticeable on the watch design. It also has an integrated red LED that can be turned on for many different use cases, but I'll talk about one specific one in just a minute. But we didn't just add a flashlight. Garmin customers expect much more than that. We have several unique implementations, and this is where it really starts to get special. Running in the dark comes with many additional risks, and due to the position of this light, it actually points down when you're running, and this is a game changer. I've personally done trail runs at night and using just this light, and I can promise you my ankles would not have made it through the run without it. So for runners, it helps to see, but also be seen. We've created a new flashlight mode that actually matches to a runner's cadence and flashes red on downswings or facing slightly backwards and white on upswings facing forwards. It's pretty cool. For adventure, there are truly countless use cases for this flashlight. And throughout testing, it's been amazing how many times it's helped me out. All right, one quick example. Here's a picture of me crawling in a cave with my family. It was a very, very small passage, mud everywhere, incredibly dark, but also amazingly quiet. It was going great, but then my son's headlamp fell off and the batteries popped out and fell down this deep crack into some water. But because I was wearing my fēnix 7X, I had a backup with me and I was able to use that watch while I gave my headlamp to my son. Honestly, we might still be down there if I didn't have my fēnix with me. It's just one quick example, but I have countless more throughout testing. The amazing thing about this light is how much of a difference it makes to have a light that's just one double click away at all times. I honestly can't wait to hear the stories start flooding in from people once they start getting their watches. That covers the key highlights of the fēnix 7 series, but there are many more features and even subtle details that I couldn't cover today. These 4 categories we've talked through really complement each other and, in my opinion, make fēnix 7 the most comprehensive sport watch on the planet. That said, it's time to move on. I want to make sure that we have time to talk about Epix. While Epix isn't a new brand for Garmin, we couldn't be more excited about bringing this brand back. And it's a lot better. The new Epix is everything you love about the fēnix, but with a bright, emissive AMOLED display. The display is 1.3 inches, high resolution, and has thousands of vibrant colors. And the case size is 47 millimeters, just like the mid-size fēnix 7. And of course, it comes in different colors and materials. At Garmin, we frequently talk about our goal to help improve users' situational awareness, helping them make important decisions quickly. And for some, maps is really key for this. So here's a topographical map that shows the site of El Cap in Yosemite. The high-resolution display and colors allow you to better understand the terrain and make those important decisions. It really makes the watch come to life, and it enables new features and experiences. See this map that shows Garmin's trendline popularity data. The data built into this popularity map is so useful, and this display allows you to see all the detail with colors that really pop, and it helps you make those decisions while you're out on the go. We've made the data field layouts very high contrast so that you can easily see them even on a bright sunny day. But again, we know that Garmin customers expect more than just adding an AMOLED display. The Epix platform is designed to be extremely power efficient. As a smartwatch, it can give you over 2 weeks of battery life in gesture mode. For a product with an AMOLED display, this is huge. No, it's not going to offer the same battery life as a fēnix, but for many, these battery life numbers are fantastic. Plus, look at these GPS numbers. This shows that while the display draws a bit more power, our extremely power-efficient platform makes Epix very unique in the market. I want to jump through a few more screens that show how we're really taking advantage of this display while keeping focus on the unique needs of Garmin customers. Throughout the interface, you'll notice subtle and not so subtle places where we've optimized the experience for this type of display and really show Garmin's attention to detail and adding technical details for increased precision and just giving it that overall quality feel. The 42,000 preloaded golf courses from around the world that are already on our watches are beautiful, useful, and easy to see. I know I've already shown several map screens earlier, but these ski maps and topo maps look incredible. And combine this with the touchscreen, and the maps on Epix really start to come to life. It's crisp, it's bold, yet it's refined and accurate. And all these maps are on your watch without the need for a cellular connection. And while a bit more subtle, graphs look great and are interactive, and the workout animations really pop. If I've learned one thing from designing watches at Garmin, it's that I wish I had more wrists. I only have 2, but I want to wear all these watches all the time. My wife makes fun of me because I'm that guy who has watches stacked up his arm in public. I joke, but Epix is a really special watch. And with such a beautiful display and fantastic battery life, it's definitely found a home on my wrist. So before we get to questions, I want to first thank everyone for listening today. I know we covered a lot, but these 2 product lines are a huge step forward for Garmin. From the flashlight on the 7X to the athlete-focused touch plus button interface to the bright AMOLED display on Epix to incredible battery life to numerous useful other features, these products are really exciting. But as I've said over the years, the most exciting part about getting to design these Garmin watches every day is hearing the amazing stories roll in from those out there using them to do incredible things and go to incredible places. At Garmin, our design teams strive to make watches They can go along for the ride and be an essential tool that helps you do more, be more aware, and ultimately more confident with whatever you're doing. I can't wait to hear what you do next.
So as Garmin, we always introduce new watches when we think that there's something that we're missing in the market, right? Epix brings AMOLED into the conversation.
The AMOLED display really is a brilliant display, and it's something that we've wanted to do for a while.
We wanted to bring that bright AMOLED display into a more rugged, kind of appealing urban watch as well. For the person who maybe works out indoors more and the solar aspect just doesn't appeal to them quite as much as that hardcore outdoor athlete.
Obviously, displays like that, they have different constraints that they put on the product. But for us, we've spent several years working on addressing those constraints so that the display it can still be very viewable outside in bright sun, and that also it doesn't have a significant impact on battery life that would ultimately create maybe charge anxiety for our customers.
I think an Epix customer is still probably someone who considers themselves elite. They may just do the same activity a lot. They may be okay with going to the gym every day. Maybe they run on the side and do other activities, but there may be less of pushing their limits like the fēnix customer is, especially when it comes to the outdoor activities.
For customers that maybe don't see themselves as being the most extreme adventurers, and maybe they're doing more indoor activities, and maybe they focus a little bit more on kind of the general smart notification, smartwatch aspects, they may actually see more value in Epix. And so there is this nice opportunity here that you get to pick the watch that best fits your lifestyle.